Welcome to your favorite drive-in theater and a sparkling new season. Watch our screen and local newspapers for all the fine shows coming this way. Show after show will feature the latest hits, the biggest stars for fun-filled, pleasure-packed evenings. Relax, come as you are, and spend an enjoyable night out with the entire family. No parking problems, no babysitting problems. And there are always tasty snacks at our modern refreshment stand.
Thanks, folks. And once again, welcome back.
I say there are things better left unsolved.
Who knows what waits for us in nature's no man's land?
Impossible, unbelievable, fantastic. But I tell you, it could happen. It could happen. It could happen. It could happen.
Yes, it could happen. For various authorities believe that buried somewhere under the polar ice cap, in a state of suspended animation, are the awesome creatures, the leviathans that roamed the earth at the dawn of time. And under certain conditions, a nuclear explosion could free one from his icy tomb. Then, guided by instinct, the beast would come back to the caverns of the deepest Atlantic where it was spawned. An armored giant, wreaking his prehistoric fury on modern man and his puny machines. Cities would be terrorized by the cruel intruder from the past. Populations crazed and panicked with fear by its destructive force. Granite and steel would crumble. soldiers and their weapons would be powerless before the onslaught of the beast. The beast. The beast. The beast from 20,000 fathoms.
Herald Square, 34th Street, Broadway. Every section of the city is guarded. No one knows where the monster will strike next.
Another one, Colonel?
No.
You know what the radioactive isotope is?
No, but if it can be loaded, I can fire it.
I'll load it. Just remember one thing. This is the only isotope of its kind this side of Oak Ridge, so you can't miss.
A tidal wave of terror engulfs the screen as a raging monster from the dawn of creation attacks the world of man.
Here, gentlemen, is your villain. It would take an enormous number of those to disable a Navy submarine.
Or just one of enormous size, Mr. Chase.
I see they picked an Adam sub to go out and fight this thing. Why is that, Commander?
Could be because of the new electronic equipment, or her speed.
Was she ordered back here from Hawaii just for that?
That's right.
Think it's as bad as that, do you?
I think we're lucky she's here.
The H-bomb blasted it loose from the depths of the Pacific. But not even the H-bomb can kill it.
Unknown object coming this way. Entering minefield. Stand by, number 38, mine.
Fire!
Go up. Ready, number 12, south.
Fire!
Coming on through.
That's the end of our first line of defense, Miss Joyce.
Then the red alert.
West Coast reels under Holocaust as the men and weapons of the atomic age battle to the death against the ageless monster of the deep.
What if circumstances were to magnify one of them in size and strength, took it out of its primitive world and turned it loose in ours? Then expect something that's fiercer, more cruel and deadly than anything that ever walked the earth.
Even science was stunned. The new atomic miracle should have been mankind's greatest boon. Instead, when such power to cause phenomenal growth proved dangerously unstable, man was confronted with his most shocking blunder.
The isotope triggered our nutrients into a nightmare.
A blunder that transformed a tiny insect into the 100-foot spider that was now ravaging the panic-stricken countryside.
Efficient science creates an electronic monster so terrifying, only screams can describe it.
Come back home. Come back home.
According to the evidence, Hennessy was murdered by a creature with atom rays of superhuman strength, and a creature that cannot be killed by bullets.
I said I would live to see you die.
I just came from the Bureau. They checked the murderer's fingerprints. His name is Willard Pierce. They let me have it from the files.
Petty theft, fraud, 3 months in prison, tuberculosis.
How could a tubercular man have strength enough to break those bars like that?
You think that's something? Answer this one. How could a dead man have strength enough to do it?
Fantastic, but based on scientific fact.
Planes. How low they're flying. You will stop all planes and trucks searching for radioactivity. If you do not, many people will be killed. There will be no other warning.
Hello! 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 They hung up before I could put a tracer on it.
Slow down, Dave.
Dave, did they? No.
Go out and kill them.
You suppose there's time?
Sure, there's still time to visit our famed snack bar, where we offer a wide variety of good things to eat and drink to top off your evening. Want a suggestion? How about enjoying a treat we're famous for? A refreshing cup of smooth, chocolatey good Jubilee hot chocolate. Such a comforting, special kind of drink, and a favorite with folks of all ages. Hot chocolate goes down real easy this time of night, makes you feel warm and altogether wonderful. Bet you've never tasted hot chocolate quite as good as we make it. Enjoy a cup tonight.
Dum, 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 diddle dum dum, diddle dum dum, diddle dum dum. There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He'd duck and cover, duck and cover.
He did what we all must learn to do. You
and you
and you
and you, duck and cover.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing. That's what this film is all about. Duck and cover.
This is an official civil defense film produced in cooperation with the Federal Civil Defense Administration and in consultation with the Safety Commission of the National Education Association.
Produced by Archer Productions, Incorporated. Hey, Bert, come on out and meet all these nice people, please. Oh, all right. We really can't blame you. You see, Bert is a very, very careful fellow. When there's danger, this is the way he keeps from being hurt. Sometimes it even saves his life. That's why these children are practicing to duck and cover just as you do in your school. We all know the atomic bomb is very dangerous. Since it may be used against us, we must get ready for it, just as we are ready for many other dangers that are around us all the time. Fire is a danger. It can burn whole buildings if someone is careless. But we are ready for fires. We have a fine fire department to put out the fire, and you have fire drills in your school so you know what to do. Automobiles can be dangerous, too. They sometimes cause bad accidents, but we are ready. We have safety rules that car drivers and people who are walking must obey. Now, we must be ready for a new danger, the atomic bomb. First, you have to know what happens when an atomic bomb explodes. You will know when it comes. We hope it never comes, but we must get ready. It looks something like this. there is a bright flash, brighter than the sun, brighter than anything you've ever seen. If you were not ready and did not know what to do, it could hurt you in different ways. It could knock you down hard or throw you against a tree or a wall. It is such a big explosion, it can smash in buildings and knock signboards over and break windows all over town. But if you duck and cover like Bert, you will be much safer. You know how bad sunburn can feel. The atomic bomb flash could burn you worse than a terrible sunburn, especially where you're not covered. Now, you and I don't have shells to crawl into like Bert the Turtle, so we have to cover up in our own way. First, you duck, and then you cover. And very tightly, you cover the back of your neck and your face. Duck and cover underneath a table or desk or anything else close by. In Betty's school, they are talking about the atomic bomb, too. Betty is asking her teacher, how can we tell when the atomic bomb may explode? And her teacher is explaining that there are two kinds of attack, with warning and without any warning. We think that most of the time we will be warned before the bomb explodes, so there will be time for us to get into our homes, schools, or some other safe place. Our civil defense workers and our men in uniform will do everything they can to warn us before enemy planes can bring a bomb near us. You may be in your schoolyard playing when the signal comes. That signal means to stop whatever you are doing and get to the nearest safe place fast. Always remember, the flash of an atomic bomb can come at any time, no matter where you may be. You might be out playing at home when the warning comes. Then be sure to get into the house fast, where your parents have fixed a safe place for you to go. If you are not close to home when you hear the warning, go to the nearest safe cover. Know where you are to go, or ask an older person to help you. You know the places marked with the S sign? They're safe places to go when you hear the alarm. If there is a warning, you will hear it before the bomb explodes. But sometimes, and this is very, very important, sometimes the bomb might explode without any warning. Then the first thing we would know about it would be the flash. And that means duck and cover fast, wherever you are. There's no time to look around or wait. Be like Bert. When there is a flash, duck and cover, and do it fast. Here are some older boys showing what to do if the flash comes when you are not in the classroom. This is what to do if you should be in a corridor. You duck and cover tight against the wall this way. Remember to keep your face and the back of your neck covered tightly. Try to fall away from windows or doors with glass in them. Then, if the glass breaks and flies through the air, it won't cut you. You might be eating your lunch when the flash comes. Duck and cover under the table. Then, if the explosion makes anything in the room fall down, it can't fall on you. Getting ready means we will all have to be able to take care of ourselves. The bomb might explode when there are no grown-ups near. Paul and Patty know this, and they're always ready to take care of themselves. Here they are on their way to school on a beautiful spring day. But no matter where they go or what they do, they always try to remember what to do if the atom bomb explodes right then. It's a bomb. Duck and cover. Paul and Patty know what to do. Paul covered the back of his head so that he wouldn't be burned, and Patty covered herself with the coat she was carrying. They knew how to duck and cover. They acted right away when the flash came. If they had been at this doorway when the bomb flashed, Paul and Patty would have ducked and covered this way, like this girl. Heavy doorways are a good place to duck and cover. She will be safer, too. Here's Tony going to his Cub Scout meeting. Tony knows the bomb can explode any time of the year, day or night. He is ready for it. Duck and cover. Attaboy, Tony. That flash means act fast. Tony knows that it helps to get to any kind of cover. This wall was close by, so that's where he ducked and covered. Tony knew what to do. Notice how he keeps from moving or from getting up and running? He stays down until he is sure the danger is over. The man helping Tony is a civil defense worker. His job is to help protect us when there is danger of the atomic bomb. we must obey the civil defense worker. We must know how to duck and cover in the school bus or in any other bus or streetcar. Duck and cover. Don't wait. Duck away from the windows fast. The glass may break and fly through the air and cut you. Sundays, holidays, vacation time, we must be ready every day, all the time, to do the right thing if the atomic bomb explodes. Duck and cover. This family knows what to do, just as your own family should. They know that even a thin cloth helps protect them. Even a newspaper can save you from a bad burn. But the most important thing of all is to duck and cover yourself, especially where your clothes do not cover you. No matter where we live, in the city or the country, we must be ready all the time for the atomic bomb. Duck and cover. That's the first thing to do. Duck and cover. The next important thing to do after that is to stay covered until the danger is over. Yes, we must all get ready now so we know how to save ourselves if the atomic bomb ever explodes near us. If you do not know just what to do, ask your teacher when this film is over. Discuss what you could do in different places if a bomb explodes. Older people will help us as they always do, but there might not be any grown-ups around when the bomb explodes. Then, you're on your own.
Remember what to do, friends. Now tell me right out loud. What are you supposed to do when you see the flash?
Duck and cover. Duck and cover. Duck and cover.
Chicago Cubs beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 6-3. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll have a complete sports roundup for you in just a moment.
Tim, another bourbon.
Coming right up.
Here's the news bulletin from the nation's capital. Washington officially this morning denies rumors of enemy planes over northern Alaska. Meanwhile, there's been no lessening of international tension, and informed sources refuse to discount the possibility of all-out war.
Shut that thing off. I got enough war talk at home.
You can say that again.
Meanwhile, in Italy, the communists caused another riot today as communists marched on Rome.
That'll hold you. I wish I could keep him that quiet when he comes in here.
Customer of yours?
Yeah. The TV station's right down the street. And what do you think the love drinks?
A sherry flip.
Oh, you must know him, huh?
No.
You've seen him in here.
No. Well, then how did you know?
He looks like the sort of person who'd drink a sherry flip.
Say, he does it that.
Hi, Tim. How about a beer?
Why, sure. Ain't you working today?
Yeah, but I thought I'd work in a nice, cool bar. Mind if I start with you, sir? My name's Potter, Vince Potter. I'm a commentator for station TVNY. Would you mind answering a question for tomorrow's program?
You, gonna use it on television?
That's the idea.
Well, gosh, I'll be glad to.
Good. First, I'll get your name and address, huh?
Ed Mulberry, Boulder County, Arizona.
Arizona. Occupation?
I'm a cattle raiser.
Cattle raiser. Now, here's today's question. Are you for or against the universal draft? Now, by that I mean draft everything. Soldiers for the Army, factories for war work, labor for factories, the whole business.
Well, there's too much government in business already. You take cattle now. One bureau shoves the cost of feed up, and another keeps the price of beef down. That's why I cut my herd down to 3,000 head this year.
Oh.
I'd have raised 5,000 if they hadn't put price controls on. Another bourbon. And do they soak you with those income taxes? Oh, brother.
You pay a high income tax?
Plenty.
You must make a great deal of money.
I do all right. Well, down with taxes.
What would you like, honey?
A scotch over ice.
You know, I don't know why you New Yorkers drink scotch. Stuff tastes like medicine to me.
What do you drink in San Francisco?
A daiquiri.
That sounds like a sissy drink to me.
I just like the cracked ice.
Scotch and a cracked ice.
I beg your pardon. I'm Vince Potter.
Yeah?
Television station TVNY.
Oh, yes.
I'd like to ask you both a question. But first, may I have your name, sir?
Sylvester. George Sylvester.
Your occupation?
I'm a tractor manufacturer.
Tractor maker. Your name, Miss?
Miss Sanford. Carla Sanford.
Telephone number?
Rhineland 1717.
Now, look here.
It's all right, George. I listen to Mr. Potter every Friday. His program's very popular in New York.
So is he, evidently.
Thank you. Now, here's tonight's question, Mr. Sylvester. Are you for or against the universal draft? Army, labor, factory, everything.
Draft factories? That's communism.
Communism. That's a good quote.
They tried that on me last week, but I told them where to get off.
Last week, where was that?
My plant. They sent an Army major in to see me. It would take me 6 months to get in production on these tank parts. In the meantime, what would happen to my tractor sales?
The Army needs tanks, Mr. Sylvester.
Oh, sure. I'd like to hear you tell it to some of my dealers.
If your dealers are good Americans, they'll know that tanks are more important than tractors.
All they know is if they don't get tractors to sell, they're out of business.
If an enemy nation conquered America, they'd be out of business for good.
A fat chance. I'm sorry, Major. I'd like to accommodate you. But I've spent 10 years in building up my sales organization, and I'm not going to throw it away to do the government a favor.
Mr. Sylvester, if people like you won't cooperate with your government willingly, the day may come when we'll be forced to take over your plants without asking your permission.
Over my dead body. Now, let me tell you something, Major. The people of this country will never stand for a police state. And you can go back to Washington and tell them that for me. Yes, sir. Just because he was wearing a major's uniform, he thought he could threaten me. But I sure told him off.
You sure did. How about you, Miss Sanford? Do you believe in drafting women as well as men?
Well, it all depends on what you want to draft us for.
War work. I mean, labor in a munitions factory, for instance.
I worked in a factory for a while during the last war. It ruined my hands, so I quit.
Another drink, Tim, for everybody. Excuse me, gentlemen and young lady. Haraway's my name. Congressman Haraway. I'm just in New York for over the weekend.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, it's nice to know you, too. Valuable work you're doing, young man. Seeking the voice of the people. I believe in it. That's the American way, the democratic way.
Thank you, sir. That's Arthur Haraway, isn't it, of Illinois?
Arthur V., thank you, young man. You won't mention the locale of our interview, of course?
Oh, of course not.
Some of my constituents might not understand, you know. Well, gentlemen, speaking in the voice of the people, I don't believe that anyone hears it with the same regularity as a congressman. Hundreds of letters coming in every week. People telling you what they're for, what they're against. Let me tell you what they're against. They're against communists. Yes, sir, they want communism destroyed wherever it rears its ugly head. Another thing the people don't like is war. No, sir, they don't like war at all. They don't want it.
Thanks.
Are you against war, sir?
Yes, I'm against it. Thank you.
Another thing the people don't like are these high taxes. Sending all that money to Europe. Yes, sir, what my constituents want are lower taxes. Do you want lower taxes?
Oh, none at all.
Maybe I better get you in this symposium, too. May I have your name, sir?
My name is Oman.
Oman. Oh, yeah, like the band leader. O-H-M-A-N, isn't it?
It will do.
Uh-huh. Your occupation, Mr. Oman?
I'm a forecaster.
Weather forecaster. Now, what do you think of the draft?
I think America wants new leadership.
New leadership? What kind of leadership do you suggest?
I suggest a wizard.
A what?
A wizard, like Merlin, who could kill his enemies by wishing them dead. That's the way we'd like to beat communism now, by wishing it dead. The manufacturer wants more war orders and lower taxes. Labor wants more consumer products and a 30-hour week. The college boy wants a stronger army and a deferment for himself. The businessman wants a bigger Air Force and a new Cadillac. The housewife wants security and an electric dishwasher. Everybody wants a strong America, and we all want the same man to pay for it. George. Let George do it.
I disagree with you. I don't want to let George do it.
You must be the exception?
No, I'm George.
Oh, that's a hot one. Everyone wants George to do it.
Except George.
A very good joke. But wars are not won by making jokes. To win a war, a nation must concentrate.
What's that guy yakking about? Something big going on. Speak up, jerk.
No longer a rumor. The blue alert is on. No official word from Washington yet.
Official word on what?
But here's a news bulletin from United Press. A wireless operator from Seal Point, Alaska, reports over 500 planes were seen at 4:20 this afternoon. 500 planes? What kind of planes? They passed over Seal Point at an altitude of 10,000 feet, heading south. A dispatch from Washington. All military leaves are canceled. Members of the armed forces are to report to the nearest headquarters immediately.
This sounds serious.
I've got to get back to the station. Goodbye. Everybody.
Nome, Alaska. More than 50 reports from all over the territory have now been received. Hundreds of unidentified aircraft are unquestionably moving south across Alaska. The latest report comes from the seaport of Peace Harbor. Planes are here. Attention all civilian air personnel. Report any observations on the identity of the approaching planes to the Alaskan High Command immediately. I repeat. Here they come. Attention all civilian air personnel. Report any observations on the identity of the approaching planes to the Alaskan High Command immediately.
Can you see their markings? Not yet. They're coming at us.
slow that flight down.
Peace Harbor calling no. Peace Harbor calling no. The enemy. Here.
Hurry those bombs.
Here is our headquarters. Here is the target for Group A for Atlas, B for Berlin, C for Canada, D for Dover.
This is Knox Manning again, ladies and gentlemen. Unconfirmed reports state that our jet fighter planes have already engaged the enemy. From the United Press correspondent in Fairbanks, Alaska, it's now certain that the United States has been attacked without warning. 3 civil airports in Alaska have been captured. A dozen more don't reply to urgent radio calls. There's a great deal of static in the northwest, probably due to enemy jamming of the airwaves. The big mystery now is why have no cities been attacked? Why did the enemy throw away surprise, yet fail to drop a single atom bomb?
He's captured all civilian airfields in Alaska. Why? He must plan to use them for staging an attack on our factories, our cities, our shipyards, and our airfields.
He's made several attacks on the Pacific Fleet, but was completely wiped out.
G2 reports that the attacking forces are wearing American uniforms.
Well, the question now, is he going to use his A-bomb?
That is the airfield. Make ready.
All right, you guys, scramble. This is it.
Enemy plane. Ahead is airfield. Make ready to bomb.
Bombs away.
ladies and gentlemen, the long-awaited blow has fallen. The atom bomb has been dropped on the United States of America. Washington, 10:30 p.m. The Joint Chiefs of Staff are now in session. So far, there have been official reports of only 3 A-bomb drops: Fletcher Field, Alexander May, and Costa Field. But unofficial information is to the effect that additional military objectives have been hit in the Northwest and on the Pacific coast. The bombs used are reported to be nearly as strong as the American bomb dropped on Nagasaki. We now interrupt this news summary to take you to Washington, D.C.
And so, another day of infamy has come within your lifetime and mine. Thousands of Americans have died victims of this treacherous attack. But it will not go unpunished. At this very minute, hundreds of our fastest bombers are speeding toward the enemy's homeland. We shall bomb their bases and their armies, their factories and their railroads, their harbors and their oil fields. Our own atom bomb, more powerful than any the world has ever known, will wreak a terrible vengeance upon that nation whose long threat to the peace of the world today became a reality. While our bombers are carrying the war to the enemy's homeland, American fighter planes and the air arm of our fleet are valiantly defending the shores of our Pacific coast.
Pilots, man your planes. Pilots, man your planes.
Swept-back wings. Strike there, get here. Upon all Americans to join ranks in this bitter struggle with the forces of evil. Forces that will never rest until they have conquered the earth, or are themselves conquered by the united strength
of the free peoples of the world.
Not enough.
Turn it off.
Where's the congressman?
He left for Washington a couple hours ago.
How about the fellow Oman?
He's gone, too.
Can you imagine those guys attacking the United States of America?
Yeah, well, we'll shove it down their throats.
This is it. The final game of the World Series, and we're the home team.
Give me a beer, Tim, while I got some voice left, will you? Hi.
Hi. Is it as bad as it sounds?
Worse.
What's the inside dope, Vince?
Well, we've lost part of the state of Washington. About 50 military airfields in the west. They were knocked out by atom bombs. It was like a modern kamikaze attack. No matter how many planes we shot down, they kept coming until one got through. A Navy air arm is operating from carriers off the coast of Oregon. They've taken a terrific toll of enemy planes.
How about the cities in California?
You mean San Francisco?
Yeah.
Hasn't been attacked yet.
Thank God for that.
But they hit a shipyard in the state of Washington. 20,000 dead.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
But what are they up to? I mean, they wouldn't just drop a few bombs and let it go at that.
Well, there was a rumor that they were dropping parachute troops near Puget Sound. In American uniforms. Turn it on again, will you, Tim? We were trying to pick up a Tacoma station by microwave when I left.
Do you think there'll be an actual invasion?
I wish I knew.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? I mean that this is actually happening to us.
Yeah, right here in the United States.
Look at that.
More than 2,000 enemy paratroopers dropping in a semicircle around the supply depot. Camp Lewis itself has been destroyed by an atom bomb. The National Guard is being mobilized, and civilians are meeting the invasion with calm courage. Here's another remote control view from our portable equipment. Here are regular American troops, survivors of the bombing of Camp Lewis, fighting with the invading paratroopers. This is probably the first picture ever taken of American soldiers shooting at an invader on American soil. Here's the target. Enemy paratroopers landing in a field near Puget Sound. We are taking these pictures from station TVWN's portable cameras, equipped with telescopic lens. But even so, our mobile unit is within a quarter of a mile of the actual battlefront. There goes one. But it will take more than a handful of riflemen to hold back the thousands of well-equipped troops who are dropping out of the skies above us here in the state of Washington. We're having trouble with our picture. I hope our microwave is getting through to the east. We want all Americans to know. Ladies and gentlemen, our connection with Tacoma has been broken. We will restore it if and when we can. Meanwhile, here is official confirmation of an earlier rumor. Washington, D.C., the Department of Defense announces that the Pacific shipyards have been destroyed by atom bombing. The same bomb smashed the business district of the city, with casualties estimated between 20 and 50,000.
I guess I'd better get back to San Francisco.
You think it's safe?
It's my town.
You gonna try for an airplane ticket?
That's what I had in mind.
I think I'll go along with you. See if I can get one for Arizona.
When I get back home, I'll tell Edna that I'm not likely to forget my dinner date with a cousin. Oh, dinner. I haven't fed you yet.
You go find your plane ticket. I'm not hungry anyway.
You see that she gets home safe.
I'll make it my personal responsibility.
Goodbye, then.
Take care of yourself, George.
Good luck.
This is an emergency announcement. This is an emergency announcement. Every able-bodied citizen is requested to report to the nearest hospital to give blood for the Red Cross.
It's a nightmare. This can't be happening.
It was a cinch to happen. Last time I met a girl I really liked, they bombed Pearl Harbor.
What happened to the girl?
War ended.
Extra paper, America invaded, read all about it. Extra paper, America invaded, read all about it. Extra.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, nothing for New Orleans.
Anything from Minneapolis?
Nothing from Minneapolis.
Anything for Omaha?
All flights for Omaha are sold out.
Well, how about tomorrow?
Tomorrow and all next week.
Oh.
I wonder if you can help me. My wife is very ill in Dallas.
I can get you a reservation a week from next Tuesday, but you'll have to get a priority. Here's where you apply for it, sir. Could I get a ticket to Gardner Field, Montana?
Gardner Field, Montana?
That's right.
Is this a business trip?
No, I want to go home. My husband's there and my children, they're with him.
I'm sorry, madam. All flights to Gardner Field have been discontinued.
Discontinued? For how long?
I'm afraid permanently.
There hasn't been an attack.
Early this morning.
Was it serious?
An A-bomb.
I don't think we'll do any good here.
You know, there's a bellhop at my hotel. Knows all the angles.
Maybe this isn't the time for angles.
You're right. Any chance to get to Phoenix or Tucson?
All sold out.
How about San Francisco?
Still a few spaces left, if you can get a priority. Apply for it here.
Thanks.
You know, I think I'll try for San Francisco with you. Maybe I can rent a car there and drive home.
Fine, come along.
I'd like a ticket to Seattle.
I'm sorry.
Gentlemen, are you sure you understood my instructions? We have lost air groups 8 and 9, and there are still 2 fields remaining. Here and here. You know our plans. Regardless of losses, concentrate 2 air groups on each one. Strike immediately with atom bombs.
Yes, Excellency.
And order the attack on San Francisco placed in the ready stage.
Immediately, Excellency.
New York Flight 289 to San Francisco Tower. Request landing instructions.
Tower to TWA, Flight 289. Land on Strip 3.
This is KRO, San Francisco. While no A-bombs have fallen on California, an unofficial report from Northern California states that 6 ships flying the flags of 6 different nations were intercepted by the United States Navy and found to be carrying enemy personnel and equipment.
Turn it off, will you, Mac?
Anything you say.
The Golden Gate. There is San Francisco.
Enemy planes, open fire.
What's that?
That is the target.
Bombs away.
There's my flat just up ahead. Pull up the curve.
How do you like them guys bombing San Francisco yet?
We never got bombed in the last war.
You never got it, brother. I was in Guam. Anybody got a cigarette?
Have a cigar.
Oh, thanks. Anybody got a light?
What's the chance of hiring your cab to drive me to Arizona?
You need me to get out of this town.
Good luck.
And as the sun sets in the Pacific tonight, the all clear sounded in San Francisco, and the city by the Golden Gate had survived its first air attack. No A-bombs were used, and although our armed forces took a terrific toll of enemy planes, serious damage to San Francisco cannot be denied. Meanwhile, this station will bring you the latest news developments as rapidly as they occur. Keep tuned to this channel for further developments.
More coffee?
Please. No, it's funny. The world's coming to an end, and you and I are sitting here having dinner. What's more, I was hungry.
Know what you mean. Every once in a while, I forget what's happening in the world. I feel good. As if I'd just met a new beau.
You have?
One I like very much.
He likes you even more. War or no war, people have to eat and drink and make love.
News bulletin. A special meeting of the Joint Chiefs of Staff has been called in Washington. There have been no further reports of bombing from the West Coast, but an unconfirmed report maintains...
Gentlemen, we've just smashed his largest A-bomb plant.
And X-bomb?
4 of them. Our B-36s reached a target at 2,300. They blew a hole right through the middle of his plant.
How many workers there?
About 50,000.
How many casualties would you estimate, General?
Oh, I'd say at least half of them.
Well, what will happen if he hits New York, Chicago, the way we hit him?
It'll be tough. He's landed paratroops in California.
The enemy is dropping parachute troops on the outskirts of the city. The Army needs these tanks. We got to get on them and repair them and do them fast.
What about the tractors on the production line?
I'll get them out of the road. Dump them in the bay, anything.
Let me emphasize that it's touch and go whether we can hold the city. A dozen tanks one way or another can make all the difference.
We'll get them ready fast. Tell the men they're on a 24-hour shift until those tanks are repaired.
A 24-hour shift for what? To make more money for you? We don't have to work for this rat anymore. He's finished. All the capitalist rats are finished.
Why don't you drop dead?
Why does he want to make tanks? For profit. When he could make more money building tractors, he built tractors. Up with hands, up! Ah, you are here. Just in time. I'm in charge here now. You were right. Your men will work a 24-hour shift until the tanks are repaired. But it is the People's Army who will use them. Back on the job. You will get your orders. Why do people like you always think you can beat anybody with your bare hands?
If I had my life to live over.
You would build tanks in this factory. Don't worry. You still have time. Only, you will build them for us.
That's what you think.
Shut up! It would be a pleasure to kill you, too. But my orders are to keep you alive.
Yeah.
We need this factory, you see. And you know how to run it better than anybody else. So, there is only one thing to do.
You are so dead right. And I'm just the man who can do it. San Francisco fell at 12 o'clock today, and the invaders have established a firm foothold on American soil. Our military air bases within fighter plane range of Northern California have been knocked out by A-bombs, and it is rumored that the Army is being withdrawn to a defense line along the western borders of the Rocky Mountains. We now switch controls to Washington, D.C. for an official message.
It is my unhappy duty to report to you that despite heroic effort by our armed forces, the enemy invaders have now secured San Francisco, Oakland, Astoria, Oregon, and Port Townsend. To the people of these cities, I bring this message. Do not despair. At 10 o'clock this morning, England and France declared war on our side. All the nations included in the Atlantic Pact have risen to defend the free world. Despite the unprovoked nature of the attack, the war has not been as one-sided as it may now seem to you. For every atom bomb dropped on our country, we have taken 3 to the enemy's heartland. And we have huge stocks of atomic weapons in reserve. Stocks large enough to eventually crush the enemy on his native soil and end forever his power to make war on any nation anywhere. So be of good courage. For we have met the first shock of aggression, and we have returned blow for blow. And even as I speak to you, our Pacific Fleet is carrying the conflict to the enemy's homeland.
How do you feel?
I feel great. How much of the red stuff did you take out?
Just a pint.
The next time, I'll give you a fifth.
All right, come around in about 12 weeks. Next.
Hi, honey.
Hey, what you doing here?
Oh, I thought I'd spare you a few red corpuscles.
Swell, I can use them.
Tried to join the Air Force today.
They didn't take you?
90,000 guys are trying to join now that it's too late to train men. What they need is equipment.
What we need is blood.
You sure you know what you're doing, huh?
Please,
That's cold.
don't be such a sissy.
Oh, well. Sorry.
That's better. Make a fist.
Okay. You know, you're beautiful.
We're ready.
Does she know what she's doing with that thing?
You can trust her.
Yeah, I trust you. I don't trust...
You know, all we want to do is see what goes on in your veins.
All over America, long lines are forming in front of Red Cross blood bank centers. But authorities estimate that another 5 million pints are needed immediately. Even more if there are atom bomb attacks on the major centers of population.
Gosh, it was sure great to talk to my kids from Boulder City. Take the first turn to the right.
Not far to go, huh?
We'll be home in 10 minutes.
You'll be home, brother. Not me. They got a new flag over my home.
That's too bad. Got any family in San Francisco?
Just me and the cat.
I'll give the two of you a job on my ranch.
Thanks.
Look at those bombers. I'm sure glad we've got a lot of them.
He said it. Jet bombers with swept-back wings. I got you. We've just intercepted a jet attack headed this way. They think maybe the dam's the target.
How many planes? How far away?
How many planes? I got you. Last seen at 6C for Charlie. Got it. About a dozen jets 120 miles west of here. They've shot down most of them. What's that? That's them. Post 327 to command. Post 327 to command. Enemy jets approaching Boulder Dam. Enemy jets approaching Boulder Dam.
Enemy planes coming in. Open fire.
Attacking dam.
Somebody blew up? Emergency announcement. Enemy planes are attacking Boulder Dam. I repeat, enemy planes are attacking Boulder Dam. Attention all citizens. Boulder Dam has been destroyed by enemy action. Evacuate all low ground immediately. Attention all citizens.
Step on it. We got to get to my family. Yes, they bombed the Boulder Dam. Get in quick. Hurry. Hurry.
Water will be 100 feet deep here any minute.
But what happened? What happened?
Those bombers that just flew over, they weren't ours.
Can't you go any faster?
It's as fast as we'll go.
Mommy, I'm scared. Shh, darling.
destruction of Boulder Dam by an atomic missile today was only the culminating disaster in what will go down in history as Black Friday for the United States of America. At 10:27 this morning, off the coast of California, an American warship was the victim of another new atomic weapon when the carrier Crown Point suffered a direct hit by an atomic torpedo. First victim of a weapon that threatens the very existence of the United States fleet. The Crown Point waged a gallant fight for survival, but at 5:20 this afternoon, the fire reached her boiler room, and Captain Headley gave the order to abandon ship. Meanwhile, flames swept the entire state of California tonight as the people of the Pacific Coast put their industrial establishments to the torch, rather than allow them to fall into enemy hands. Here is a food warehouse in Oakland, burned to the ground by its owners to keep the thousands of tons of flour and sugar it held from being used to feed the enemy. This is Richmond, California, land of Western Petroleum. 1 million gallons of high-test airplane gasoline go up in flames to implement the scorched earth policy, with which a resolute civilian population is meeting the first invasion of America since the War of 1812. Disaster follows disaster as railroad employees wreck their own trains to slow the enemy drive. A steel plant built at a cost of $50 million burns to the ground. Part of the terrible financial balance sheet of war. Billions of dollars of property lost to the American people forever because we did not provide a strong enough army to protect ourselves.
I heard they got 10,000 transport planes flying in soldiers. They probably got 500,000 men in California by now.
A fellow I know said his brother heard they had better than 60 ships in San Francisco harbor. Says they landed a couple hundred heavy tanks and maybe 1,000 atom bombs.
The way I figure it's this. They must know they can't fight all the way across the United States, so this landing's just a diversion, see? I mean, they're just waiting for us to send our whole army out west. Then they'll overrun Europe.
Bases. That's what they're after, airplane bases. As soon as they get them, they'll start to bomb Pittsburgh, Detroit, places like that.
Man, we sure bombed the daylights out of them yesterday. Oh, another drink, Tim.
Coming right up.
How about let me buy you one?
No, thanks.
Might as well have another. You know what the fellow says, drink and be merry, for tomorrow we die.
I'd rather not, thanks.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
How's the blood bank?
It's fine. Hey, we set a new record this week.
You set a record with me a long time ago. Give me a beer, Tim, huh? Well, they turned me down again today.
The Air Force?
Navy this time. Air Force doesn't want me. Army doesn't want me. Navy doesn't want me.
I want you.
That's the best thing I've heard today.
I mean it, too. Why wouldn't the Navy take you?
Same old story. More men than they have weapons for. Soldier's no good without a gun, and a sailor's no good without a ship.
Don't let it get you down, chum. Remember old Tim's motto, let Jack do it.
Jack?
Yeah, George's brother.
Oh, you kill me. Let's get out of here.
Right now?
Right now.
I'm with you.
Hey, Vince, you forgot your beer.
You drink it.
Why not?
Tim, you're a character. What are you going to do now that there's a war on?
Same thing I did in the last couple of wars. Shake daiquiris.
Emergency announcement. Radar screens have picked up unidentified aircraft approaching New York. The red alert is on. I repeat, emergency announcement. Unidentified planes approaching New York. The red alert is on.
Do you suppose they're really going to bomb New York?
They threatened to. It was on the news wire. We didn't want to release it and start a panic.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid at all.
I know what you mean. I think we were afraid because we were drifting. We didn't know where we were going. Carla, there may not be much time left. But in the few days there are, I want to spend them with you.
I want that, too. I want it very much.
started in the Blitz.
There is the target.
Home's away.
Fella. Holly.
It's him.
He's dead. Holly.
First estimates indicate that more than 30,000 dead were the victims of the A-bombing of New York City when an enemy plane pierced our defenses and dropped its deadly cargo late last night. And only the heavy steel and concrete construction of the city's skyscrapers held down the death toll, as more than 50,000 injured filled New York hospitals alone. City and state civilian defense workers are on a 24-hour shift, and aid is pouring into New York City from every direction.
Any further report on the New York attack?
Here are some air pictures of the damage. About a third of the city has been quarantined.
Radiation. How did the radiation casualties compare with the direct fatalities?
No report on that yet.
What's his purpose? Why should he capture one small part of the Pacific coast and then stop?
He may be stockpiling A-bombs to hit our industrial centers, in which case this may have been a probing attack to test our defenses.
Today we make the critical attack. 10,000 special paratroops. Every man speak English. Every man wear United States uniform. We attack city of Washington. Our big generals are there. All government officers. We killed these people today. Our soldiers. What is the word for Boshatslik?
Infilter?
Ah, yeah. Infilter. Our soldiers infiltrate and assassinate. No one left to give order. No command for the army. No leader for the government.
Could the bombing of New York be a diversion to keep all our air strength away from the West?
Oh, it could be. Perhaps that's what he wants us to think. Perhaps he'd like us to send everything west and leave the East Coast unprotected. I don't believe we've seen his main attack yet. Put the red alert on everywhere.
Unidentified craft, Section Charlie, Zone 4. Looks like a transport. Yes, that's the third. Better go after it.
Group 3, rendezvous at Section Baker. Get going, fellas.
Let's go! Up 3 unidentified transport planes. Big boy. That's the Joker. 1 south, 1 east, and 1 north.
You sent out interceptors?
After all 3.
You don't suppose...
There have been no reports from the west, sir.
Bring post 21.
Yes, sir.
And so, in this critical hour, I call upon the Congress of the United States to back its military leaders with the last dollar, the last man-hour of labor, the last American life.
Outpost 26 calling General Headquarters, priority line. Hello.
They've landed where? Yes, yes. Across the Potomac. In American uniforms. Stand by for orders. Double the companies guarding the White House, the Capitol, the Senate building, and the House.
Yes, sir.
And have them challenge everybody, no matter what uniform.
Halt! Who goes there? Company B, 183rd Infantry. 183rd, that's an Illinois outfit, ain't it?
Yes. Yes, Chicago, Illinois.
You ever go see the Cubs play?
Cubs? Cub is a young animal, a bear.
Sergeant the guard! Sergeant the guard!
Halt! Who goes there? If we, as members of Congress, have ever been lacking in vigor in our nation's defense, if we have ever failed to realize the urgency of the nation's peril, let us be doubly vigilant now. Let us set an example of fighting Americanism for the whole nation to follow. Let us continue to...
Gentlemen! Gentlemen! The enemy is attempting to seize the seat of government! We are surrounded!
secretary. Gone.
Murdered. Do you have any casualty lists of the attack on the Senate? How many? Including who? Thanks. I'll get back to you. Do you remember what Senator Baker said when the military appropriations bill came up for vote?
He said we could safely reduce our armed forces by half.
He wasn't only wrong, he's dead.
Enemy demands surrender of my state or threatens to atom bomb our principal cities. Can you protect me? Signed, Governor Clayton. Can you?
How do we stand?
We're driving him out of the city. In another 24 hours, the government will be safe.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Gentlemen. Gentlemen, they've invaded New York.
I've been looking out the window here at our improvised radio transmitter. And I saw hundreds of enemy troops moving in the streets below. It's only a matter of minutes before they find us and take this station off the air.
Vince, they're coming into the building now.
But in the little time we have left, I want to tell you how proud you can be of the ordinary citizen of New York. It seems every man and boy today has become a guerrilla fighter. I saw taxi drivers use their cabs as weapons to mow down enemy troops. I saw high school boys attack enemy tanks with pop bottles full of gasoline. I saw mounted policemen become a fighting cavalry.
We take over now.
Vince! Oh, Vince!
The People's Government of America will take the wealth from the greedy, the speculators, and the capitalistic bourgeoisie, and distribute it among the workers, whose labor will never again be exploited for the benefit of the warmongers of Wall Street. The People's Government brings the citizens of New York a new freedom. A freedom based on order. A freedom based on loyalty to the leaders of the party, your party, which will work hand in hand with the Marxist democratic leadership of all other nations, so that never again will war be necessary among the civilized peoples of the world.
Saving me to broadcast the glories of the new order.
Not going to broadcast for them.
What do you think? Hey, Buster, do you mind if we sit down?
All right, sit down.
Look. Hey, look, you guys, don't you drink whiskey, good whiskey? I drink it myself over there.
Ah, whiskey. Whiskey good, ah. You try trick, I kill you. Your woman, too.
No tricks, no tricks.
Good whiskey.
Look, baby, I tricked him into bringing me here. I'm going to get you out.
You don't know how wonderful it is. Just to see your face. To know that you're alive.
I never thought I'd see you again, either.
Vince, if we could just stay together.
We should have met another time, honey. A year ago, a month.
A month ago, I wanted a mink stove. I thought it was important. Vince, if I had my life to live over again.
That's what everybody's saying, honey.
You drink whiskey, too.
Please. No.
She doesn't want any.
Drink.
Listen, honey,
Get out! Get out of here!
He's dead. Now you, my woman.
No! Oh!
alive.
Say, didn't we fly to the West Coast together, you and me?
Yes. Well, what are we doing back here? We are in New York, aren't we?
Are you kidding?
The man that was sitting behind that brandy glass, where is he?
Holman? Well, I guess he left. And hey, he went out without paying for his drink.
Do you know who he is?
Well, yeah, he's some kind of a fortune teller. Hypnotizes people, he says. Tells them what's going to happen. A phony if I ever saw one.
Am I, Tim?
That's for the drink. You asked for me, Congressman. Did you enjoy your little excursion into the future?
Thank you. Mass hypnotism. That's what it was.
Exactly.
Then all that stuff about the enemy taking over my plant, it isn't on the level, is it? It isn't really going to happen.
It is, unless you do something to stop it. Tomorrow springs from today like water from a rock. If you want to change what you will become, first change what you are.
That goes for everybody.
That goes for everybody. Good day, everybody.
Well, I guess I better be going. Maybe make some of those tank parts.
I'll be going with you as far as Washington. I've got some things to do also.
I'm in on this, too. So long, Tim.
So long, fellas. Come back again.
Finished with your drink?
Yes, but
I'll take care of her. Is that the way you want it? Okay. Good luck to the both of you.
I guess it's my turn. Do you happen to know the address of the nearest blood bank?
I'll show you the way.
Father of our country, George Washington, said, "To be prepared for war is one of the most effectual means of preserving peace."
And now, before the next show starts, let's enjoy an intermission. You'll find our snack bar chock full of good things to eat and drink. Tasty, tempting hot dogs, thirst-quenching soft drinks, fresh, crunchy popcorn, a complete assortment of delicious candy, and a full line of cigarettes. You've plenty of time, so visit the snack bar now. A tasty treat will double your enjoyment of the show. For your convenience, we shall keep you informed of the remaining intermission time.
It's intermission time. The show starts in 10 minutes. Yes, folks, it's intermission time. So how about taking a break? Get out and stretch a little and relax before the show begins again. And why not make it refreshment time, too? We have lots of tasty, delicious treats waiting for you at the refreshment center. There's hot popcorn, so golden good and fresh out of the popper. And all kinds of refreshing ice-cold soft drinks. Sizzling hot dogs just bursting with juicy goodness. Ice cream so smooth and delicious, you'll hanker for more. Plus, all the most popular candy bars and many other favorite treats. So why not visit the refreshment center now? Our courteous attendants are ready and waiting to serve you with a wide and wonderful variety of good things to eat and drink. So step right up and make yourself at home. The show starts in 9 minutes.
Class, come to order. Pay attention just once. We have a lesson to teach to the dunce. Is the candy good conviction?
Yeah, the tasty is perfection.
Have we got a good selection?
We invite your close inspection.
Is the ice cream not delicious? Healthful, tasty, nutritious. Is the popcorn crisp and healthful?
Yeah, and it is sure a mouthful.
Is the soda cold and fizzy?
Vitamins keep the bubbles busy.
That's good. The lesson is learned. The trip to the sweet spot you have earned. Now is time for intermission.
Treat yourself to some nutrition.
You are the target of those who would trample the liberties of free men. You are in the crosshairs of the bomb sight. An enemy is centering on you. You are a citizen of the free world, a citizen of the United States of America. You may live in an industrial city, perhaps in a great port city with its burdened wharves, a farming area with fertile fields and grazing herds, a mining region rich with vital ores and minerals. You are the target. Our president has told us that even against the most powerful defense, an aggressor in possession of an effective number of atomic bombs could cause hideous damage. Today, in the age of hydrogen weapons, evacuation from target areas is our best assurance of survival. But successful evacuation takes time. If there is insufficient warning of attack, no time for organized evacuation according to plan, then you and your family must protect yourselves. Wherever you are, take cover. Whether in a private home, in an apartment, or your place of business, or in a motor vehicle, take cover. Motorists should park cars to the side of the highway. A clear lane must be kept open for emergency vehicles, fire apparatus, ambulances, engineering equipment. Now, let's look at your home. Protect it at all times. Don't permit fire hazards to collect. Unused paper and boxes, oily rags and waste, useless broken household goods. Such inflammable debris is a fire threat at any time. Think of your home as divided into connected spaces. Attic, bedrooms, living room, and so on. Spaces in which your loved ones live. If you have an attic, this may be where your children play, snug and secure, but helpless, completely dependent upon you for their safety. The bedroom where an ill or handicapped member of your family may be. The living room where the aged or infirm, helpless as children, may look to you for aid. Plan and practice how to assist your family to a prepared shelter without loss of time. Plan and practice the turning off of all household appliances operated by gas or electricity. Simple insurance against some fires and explosions. If there is time, cover windows with blinds or draperies and close all outside doors, but don't lock them. Shut off the draft on coal or wood-burning furnaces and stoves. Hot coals or embers thrown about could set fire to your home. Ask your local utility companies for advice, then follow it, and tag the sources so that you can act automatically on the way to the shelter. If you have a basement, that is your best shelter against the outside wall closest to the probable point of detonation. Any high explosive force collapses a structure at its weakest point and may form a natural safe area. It is just common sense to use this area to build a lean-to shelter. This type is inexpensive and easy to build. The basement box-type shelter is stronger, larger, and more comfortable. Outdoors, you can build an earth-covered shelter which affords the best protection against blast, fire, radiation, and radioactive fallout. Detailed plans for these and other types are clearly described in the FCDA manual, Home Shelters for Family Protection. Your next step is to equip the shelter. Stock it with everyday materials with which you can face an emergency calmly. A battery radio, power may fail. Flashlights and spare batteries. First aid kit. A 3-day supply of canned and packaged food. bottled water and other liquids, a garden hose and indoor faucet adapter, or buckets of water and a stirrup pump, water purification tablets, blankets for your family. If you have this emergency shelf, enemy attack will not catch you unprepared. If attack does come, your practiced plan will pay off. Do not use your phone. It must be reserved for vital emergency messages. Clearly mark the radio dial setting at 640 and 1240 so that you can receive official news and civil defense instructions on the Conrad frequency used in your area. Your life may depend on this. Train to give prompt first aid to the injured in your family, training that can serve you in any time of emergency. Train to fight small fires, know-how which may serve you well in any catastrophe. This is the plan to help you and others who need you, a plan to live, to work, and fight, as did your forefathers. Now, let's check the plan together step by step. Check. You practice fireproof housekeeping all the time. Check. You have some type of firefighting equipment to fight small fires, and you know how to use it. Check. You have canned and packaged food, canned milk, fruit juices, and water to last your family 3 days. Check. You know the Conrad radio alert may be the first warning of enemy attack. Prepare to take shelter and obey instructions instantly. Check. Your battery radio and your auto radio have the Conrad stations clearly marked at 640 and 1240. Check. You have a civil defense first aid disaster kit, and at least one member of your family is trained in first aid. Check. Make sure your utilities are properly tagged for prompt emergency action. Check. Be ready to turn off all gas and electric appliances quickly, where advised by local utilities. Check. Cover windows and close outside doors as you take shelter. Check. If you are directed to take cover while driving, park in the first clear space so as not to block emergency traffic. Check. You have an emergency plan to get to shelter quickly and safely wherever you are. Check. You have taken training courses and read training pamphlets to prepare in advance against enemy attack. Check. You will not touch your telephone after attack. It must be reserved for critical emergency calls. Check. Study and practice your family action civil defense plan now. The plan for prompt action in the face of any disaster. Tornadoes and hurricanes. Fires. Floods or enemy attack. You will be prepared. You will know what to do instantly to help ensure the survival of you, your family, your country.
The management of this theater thanks you for your patronage.
And now, on with the show.
What the future will bring, no man can say. But one fact is certain. Mankind stands at the crucial crossroads of history, the threshold of a new era, the atomic age. For the people of the West, skilled in the uses of science and technology, the atomic age is profoundly significant. Across a continent enormous in its agricultural potential, Americans have drawn from the earth a rich cities, have reared towers into the sky, have spun intricate networks of highways across the land. By the application of science, industry has grown increasingly productive, making possible a good way of life. With assurance, Americans look with an abiding faith to the future. For many, citizen and scientist alike, atomic energy means the promise of a more abundant life. But for many another, the atom is a threat, an evil promise, the paralyzing panic of our time. Thus, to answer the perplexing question of the atom and its implications, the people have turned their attention to the forum of public affairs, have sought to search out realities, to find the facts, or to listen to men of science, like Dr. Jeremiah Morley, famed geologist, the embattled founder of the now defunct Society to Save Civilization. It was Morley who told a Los Angeles audience that
a series of atomic explosions, either accidental or deliberate, could set off a chain reaction to annihilate every man, woman, and child on the face of the earth. It could cause the death of every living thing.
In a gloomy report, Morley took a dim view of history, recalled the tragically repetitious story, the decline and fall of all past civilizations. Said Morley, modern civilization could, by the phenomenon of atomic fission, be brought to dust and ashes. For example, if an A-bomb were detonated at the Empire State Building, the area of total destruction would cover an area of 2 miles. Now, since the A-bomb is already obsolete, consider the area of total destruction of an H-bomb.
And science has promised us bombs 1,000 times more powerful, poisoning with radioactivity all the air and water of this earth. This could mean not only the end of our own civilization, but the very possibility of any future civilization. What are we going to do about it? I'll tell you what I am going to do about it. I have a plan to preserve human life on this planet. I hope you will join with me in carrying it out.
The response to Dr. Morley's appeal was immediate and enthusiastic. The Society to Save Civilization was set up. To its headquarters flocked amateur do-gooders and professional scientists. From them, Morley chose a staff of experts. Dr. Max A. Bauer, eminent geophysicist, ousted by Hitler from the University of Munich in 1933. Dr. James Paxton, metallurgical engineer, twice winner of the McKenna Scientific Award. Joan Lindsay, medical doctor and ardent feminist, who, for her research in biochemistry, was named winner of the annual award by the American Confederation of Women Scientists. Dr. George Coleman, authority on soil conservation. And Andrew Ostengard, sandhog, explosives expert, Marine veteran of World War II. It was this team, qualified each in his own way, that helped set in motion Morley's audacious project, a daringly planned program, which he took 3 months later to the board of directors of the Carlyle Foundation.
And so my colleagues and I believe that humanity can escape annihilation, can find a temporary haven, a promise of hope that, come what may, life can be sustained deep within the earth itself. Far below the surface, we shall seek a natural, a geological shelter. We have a team ready for the effort. All we lack are funds. Can we get them from your foundation?
Dr. Morley, I believe it would expedite matters if I were to ask the questions. We're laymen, you know. First of all, isn't the inside of the earth solid?
The interior of the earth is made up of vast caverns and air pockets, joined by natural avenues leading from the surface.
Natural avenues?
Funnels and fissures. Such a fissure lies within the world's largest extinct volcano at Mount Nelly. That is where we intend to start our journey.
Well, these funnels, how far down do they go?
Hundreds of miles, perhaps thousands, to the very core of the earth.
But isn't the inside of the earth, the very core, a molten, fiery mass?
To the contrary. The latest body of theory holds that the inside of a sphere, such as the Earth, is cooler than the temperature at its surface.
And how would you traverse these thousands of miles?
Dr. Coleman, the perspective drawings, please.
This is a cyclotron.
A what?
It's an amphibious conveyance based on the principles of an ovoidal bathysphere.
A what?
Like a submarine, with the mobility of a tractor. Its head contains a burrowing device, and its walls can withstand extremes of temperature and pressure.
But even with the cyclotram or the bathysphere or the whatnot, how do you know you'll be successful in finding this underground haven?
We don't know, but we must try. There is no other alternative, no other course, no other hope of keeping the spark of life alive.
And the cost? That's a lot of money, Dr. Morley. Well, surely you don't expect...
But we do.
I know you and your committee mean well.
Mean well? Next you'll be calling us starry-eyed idealists.
Dr. Lindsay, you're out of order.
The whole world is out of order.
And I suppose you and your associates can set it right?
We couldn't have said it wronger if we tried.
The appropriation was denied. To carry on his work, Dr. Morley issued repeated appeals to the members of the organization. It failed. And so, last week, the Society to Save Civilization was itself extinct. And one of its leaders, of Professor Jeremiah Morley and his enthusiastic colleagues. Where were they headed after a year of devotion to a lost but spectacular cause? To newsreel reporters, Dr. Morley had only this to say.
We have no plans. We have no hope.
Better stand by, Frank. We may want to run that again. Well, gentlemen, what do you think?
It's like asking a man what he thinks of his own obituary.
I thought you'd like to see it, or its release, in case you had any objections. Now he thinks of our objections.
You've been crucifying us for a year, Mr. Thompson, in the newspapers you edit, the magazines you publish, and the syndicates you control.
And now this newsreel. Just a minute, gentlemen. You seem to have me confused with my father. He dictates the policies of our publications.
Like father, like son.
Nothing, Dr. Bauer, could be more unscientific. As a matter of fact, my father and I never see eye to eye on anything.
So he's the villain of the piece and you are the hero.
Quite the contrary. My father has all the virtues of our society. He makes the money, I spend it.
a large occupation.
Oh, I have no occupation. I'm straight. You wouldn't. That idea of yours, Dr. Morley, about exploring the inside of the earth. You know, I'd like to try that. Just for the kicks.
I'm sure you wouldn't find it very exciting.
Oh, I don't know. Gentlemen, I came here tonight with a proposition. I have some money of my own. I would like to finance your project.
Are you serious?
Sit down, my boy. There's one stipulation, however. I go with you. And what could you do?
I'm afraid you don't realize what you'd be up against.
Going 1,000 miles inside the earth. Just to satisfy a whim?
Gentlemen, you act as if the fate of humanity hung upon you granting me this whim.
Plans for the expedition are being completed ahead of schedule. And Morley is pleased with our progress. The cyclotram nears completion. Adequate nutrition in concentrated form has been perfected. And for an auxiliary water supply, the Sloan H2O condenser will be used. By the study of our laboratory animals in a new environment, we expect to gather important scientific data. At last, the cyclotram is ready to be loaded aboard the SS Aurora. Our destination, the extinct volcano, Mount Nele, where the inside of the earth begins. This was our base, a lonely, desolate beach at the foot of the extinct volcano.
Well, let's go.
What a place to spend our last night on Earth.
You sound like we'll all be dead in the morning.
It's a possibility. We stay here.
Andy, take the controls. Follow the ridge line. Keep out of the ravines. Ascend at an angle of not more than 33 degrees.
Something's wrong.
Now try it. Sustain 2,000 RPM. And follow our chart plan, R4.
Check.
What's our elevation now?
Approaching 6,300 feet. Angle of ascent, 19 degrees.
Speed constant, 2,100 RPM. I wonder how long this iron lung is going to hold up.
You can still beg out.
You can't get rid of me so easily.
Give me
me a reading on the forward rotational unit.
We're up to 9,000, climbing at 24 mph. Angle 31 degrees.
At that rate, we'll make the summit in 4 hours. Dr. Muller, we are meeting some unstable isotopes.
Increase the lateral unit to 12,000.
Hey, this is getting rough.
We're approaching position R4.
Our computations show an error of less than plus 0.14.
Good. We'll reach the summit in 30 minutes.
And 27 minutes.
Excellent. 33 minutes ahead of our estimated schedule.
We'll make a final check of our position before we enter the crater.
Glad the professor picked this volcano for our expedition. Maybe this one could come to life, too. No, not a chance.
No bet on it. There's no reason for us to wait till dawn. We'll proceed into the crater now.
Just one last look at the Earth.
Yeah. What a way to remember it.
Downward spiral. Keep to the inside ledges. Speed 1,200 RPM.
Brother, it's really black out there.
As we descend ever deeper into the volcano, I have observed no unusual physical symptoms. Paxton seems withdrawn, irritable, but with such an annoyance as Wright Thompson present, the condition may not be considered abnormal.
The descending ledges are getting awfully narrow. We must be at position R18.
Yes, we are. Cut the switcher. We'll be doing some hiking now. Better have some breakfast.
Rise and shine. Morning. How can you tell? Served. Breakfast. Well, I've always said Nothing like starting off a hard day's work than with a good breakfast. Hey, Doc?
How would you know?
You don't like my kind of guy, do you?
Not very much. But I'll make an exception of you. You, I don't like a lot.
Coleman, take the controls. We'll scout the way on foot for you. Follow on down along the widest leg.
Watch that, it's loose. What's the matter?
I don't like it.
What did you expect him here? A Garden of Eden?
I'm not talking about volcanoes. I mean Wright Thompson. He doesn't belong here.
None of us belongs here. We're doing what has to be done.
He doesn't feel that responsibility. He's just a useless piece of excess baggage, a selfish thrill seeker.
But without him, there'd be no expedition. Pardon me. Kind of deep down there, isn't it? Nice friendly bunch, those scientists. Oh, what's your trouble? Oh, nothing, but don't they ever talk? Not unless they got something to say. That's the way it is with smart people. Maybe they're not so smart. Maybe they don't know what they're doing down here. Listen, Buster. Each one of them has taught us more colleges than you've flunked out. So what are you doing down here among all those brains? I managed to make myself useful. It might be well if you did the same thing. Doing what? This. You lead the way for a while. We've hit bottom. Rock bottom.
Hello, Coleman. Coleman. Come in.
Go ahead.
We've reached the end of the channel. Establish our position.
Our depth below mean sea level, 2.6 miles.
The Angstrom Underground Geological Expedition reached this point June 12, 1938, and was unable to proceed further. Why anyone who follows us should want to go further, we do not know, but we assume that they have good reason for doing so. Good luck.
If Engstrand were living today, he'd know the reason.
The world has changed since 1938.
The world has changed since yesterday. We better get to work.
Look!
That's pressure from the other volcano. We'll have to work this side. Paxton!
Yes, Dr. Morley?
Start making density readings on that wall over there.
Yes, sir.
This is it.
The point of least resistance.
Okay, Andy.
I'm ready.
We'll all go back to the cyclotram.
Fuses 1 and 2 set. I wonder what we'll be running into.
There's only one way to find out.
through. Looks like a tunnel.
So far, so good. Put on your gas mask just in case. Coleman, we'll set the pace. You follow along with the cyclotron. The air is fresh and clear. You can take your masks off.
Pressure seems normal.
I wonder where it leads. That's exactly what we're going to find out. Lead the way, Andy. How did it all happen? Long time ago. The earth above was covered with water.
And when the sea vanished, it left great limestone deposits behind.
Was all this limestone?
Yes. And then the water gathered in underground streams and carved out the soft limestone. Drop by drop, year by year, the water dissolved the stone.
Each drop carried a tiny particle of sediment. That's what formed these columns. About an inch every 1,000 years.
Well, how long did this whole process take?
About 200 million years. Hello, Coleman. Coleman, bring up the tram. We'll proceed from here. We're down 100 miles. You better pull up. Cut the switches.
It's funny. When we first got here, I felt a sort of exaltation. Now I feel depressed. I don't know why.
The oxygen content is adequate.
I know. But I too feel suffocated. Maybe it's the unreality of this place.
You know, once when I was working in the Holland Tunnel, I got cut off from my crew for 10 hours. I felt this way then.
I think I know what it is. It's loneliness. It's a feeling of a person away from people. I felt it on the top of a mountain in Tibet, in the jungles, and on the Arabian desert. It's like the last cord tying you with humanity has been cut.
It's more than that. People have dignity only in relation to many other people. Alone, a man is as useless as Any rock out there.
No, you're both talking nonsense. Nature doesn't influence man. Man influences nature. One man, one strong man, can change nature.
Oh, you're wrong, Dr. Paxton. It isn't one man. It's many men working together. Right, teacher?
Men together are no more than sheep. One man standing alone leads the way. Then the sheep follow.
Please, gentlemen.
Well, I'm embarrassed for all of you who call yourself scientists. Swayed by a self-indulgent young fool. I'm going ahead. I hope that by the time you catch up with me, the atmosphere will have cleared the cobwebs from your brains.
I'd better go with him. It isn't safe for a man to be alone down here.
Ah, he's all right. He's the leader type.
I'll go with them anyway. There wouldn't be leaders if there weren't sheep like me to be led.
I still don't see any sign of Paxton and Coleman.
Well, keep going. Gas! Paxton and Coleman.
They forgot their gas mask.
There they are! Digging a grave 110 miles under the earth. Must go on. It's too late to turn back now. No. Andy? Yeah.
All right, now I'd give $1,000 for a good hamburger. And another 1,000 for onions on it.
Dr. Morley, our water supply is...
Cut the switches. Polluted by the gas fumes.
Yeah, somebody left it open. Back there just before Paxton and Coleman took off.
I guess I forgot to close it.
Oh, you... Andy! It was an accident.
An accident? We may never find water again. Now I suppose you'd give $1,000 for a glass of that.
Andy, there's a job to be done. We've got to find water fast, and in this area.
Yeah, I know. We got about a chance in 1,000 of finding it.
Here's Andy.
No water here. A thing like this is enough to drive a man stark crazy.
It's no use. 240 miles inside the earth.
Yeah, and no water.
Here. I've been stating it to the animals.
Go ahead. Enjoy yourself. It doesn't cost a cent.
Stop it! Andy! This is ridiculous. We have something larger at stake than your personal petty feuding. Now, you two can come with us or stay here and kill each other. I'm going after the cyclotron.
Never mind. I'll go get it.
Sounds like running water.
But where is it coming from?
It's behind this wall. It is running water.
Well, why don't we go through the wall of a cyclotron?
No. There's this brother. There's still such a thing as too much water.
It could be an underground sea.
Andy, bring a couple of heavy hammers.
What's up, Professor?
We think there's water behind that wall. Try breaking it in.
Sure. I brought 2 hammers, you know.
Come in here. Let's take care of that arm.
The outside temperature's rising fast. It's up 280 degrees now.
It looks as if it could go on forever.
Hold it out there.
How's the temperature? It's dropping fast.
The outside pressure's dropping, too.
Good. Condensation will soon take place.
There.
You're a pretty good doctor at that.
You're a pretty good patient at that.
Thanks.
Here, put this on.
There's water. Look. Look at it. There's water.
John, are you all right?
Well, what shall we do now?
All right, I'll say it. I'll say what's on all of our minds.
Don't try to read our minds, Thompson. Just speak for yourself.
Then I say, let's go back.
And I say go on.
But look at Joan.
We've gotten nowhere. Deeper and deeper into nowhere. We've failed.
Would our failure be any less if we turned back now?
Our chances of living would be greater.
If we go on, we're dead. Dead is Paxton and Coleman.
That's a chance we have to take.
The stakes are high, higher than our lives. They involve the life and death of all mankind.
That's a great speech, but I won't buy it.
All right. Let's put it to a vote. Thompson?
Go back.
Andy?
Go on.
Bauer?
Go back.
Go on. Seems to be a deadlock. I suppose none of us would would like to reconsider?
Doesn't woman suffrage count here?
What do you say, Joan?
I say go on, and let's not waste any more time about it. How are those burns coming along?
Good as new. How are you, Doc?
Oh, I'll get by.
Here.
What's it for?
Does it have to be for something? Does everything have to be functional? It's a good luck ring. Saved my life in Tibet. Here, take it.
Why give it to me?
Haven't you ever been romanced before?
Not 900 miles below sea level.
Then it's about time. If there were any flowers around here, I'd pick them for you.
There's a highly scientific theory which states that if any man and any woman are cast away anywhere for any length of time, sooner or later they think they were in love. That's what's happened to you.
If that theory has any value, it should apply to you. Does it?
No.
Well, I guess I need a little more time. We'll talk about it later.
Hey, how about pulling this jalopy level for a minute? Just long enough for us to get out of these straitjackets and stretch. How much longer is it going to be like this?
Oh, right. What difference does it make?
Plenty. If it's going to be like this the rest of the way, why go on? Why waste time?
That shouldn't make any difference to you. You've never done anything but waste time.
Listen, you meathead. Just because you're a sandhog that likes to go grubbing around in the ground, and you're a mountain goat with his head in the clouds.
Stop it, both of you!
I've had enough of this. What's happened? I don't know. It's not water. We are out of it. This might be what we're looking for. Let's make a landing and explore the area. It's got a high calcium content, but it's drinkable. Hey! Look what I found! They're cave pearls.
Cave pearls? How much they worth?
Calcium carbonate.
Calcium carbonate? Well, how about this?
Sulfate of lime. Plaster of Paris.
Professor, you take the romance out of everything. Here you are, Doc. 2 souvenirs from Haiti, vacation land of the underworld.
Thank you. Back home, I'll be the envy of every kid on the block.
I'm not so sure, Joe. Take a cave pearl into the sunlight, turns gray and ugly.
And the flower?
It'll crumble to dust. Hey, Professor. How about these fish? It's a rare species. They're edible, though.
not. They have no eyes. I think I'll stick to pills.
They lost their eyes 10 million years ago.
What kind of a place is this? Flowers that crumble to dust in your hands. Stones that look like pearls. Fish without eyes. Nature sure a practical joker.
I suppose you could have done better?
10 million years? I couldn't have done worse.
Morley believes this is the shelter we've been searching for. A valley of shadows where life can be sustained. A shelter for humanity. And yet our morale is very low. What do we want? A ray or two of sunshine? A change of seasons? Starry nights? In this graveyard, Morley thinks
we can build a new life right here.
You mean this is what we're looking for?
You'll get used to it.
Well, who wants to get used to it?
Why don't we go on? A little further.
But we've come 1,100 miles already.
How can you measure what we've been through in miles? I say let's go back or go on. But this is no place.
What is your wish?
We've come so far. Let's go on. Well?
which way do we go?
I suppose we'll have to explore both channels.
I'll take the right one. Right? You take the other.
Why me?
I'll tell you why.
I'm sick of taking your orders.
That's the trouble with you, Thompson. That's all you do is take, you never give.
Without me, there wouldn't have been any expedition.
Well, that's not enough. It's time you gave something yourself and not your pocketbook.
Andy.
We might as well get started.
Andy.
You're supposed to be taking it easy. Try to get some rest. Listen to me, Wright. You've been like this for days. How long can you keep it up?
He didn't like me any more than I liked him. Yet he saved my life.
It doesn't help brooding over it.
But he died saving my life.
He did what he believed was right.
My trouble was, I never believed in anything.
You can start now.
Morley wants to go back to that Valley of the Shadows he liked so much.
Well, it's better than this.
But it isn't good enough.
What do you want to do?
I, too, want to go back. But all the way back. Now that Andy's dead...
Now that Andy is dead, we've got to go on. We've got to, until we find what we're after. If we fail, then we can talk about going back.
Over there.
This must be a continuation of the other river.
No, I think it's just a seepage from it.
Listen. What's that? Look. It's like daylight. Discovered a vast and radiant cavern deep within the earth. Along the shores of this incredible cave lies a great underground sea, gathering up the waters of the earth. A strange, sunless light is reflected from the phosphorescent domes. The glowing peaks are weathered and sharp, and the gullies deep. The wind is soft, and the climate pleasant. Vapors rise up into the bright dome, forming luminous clouds. The area is rich in chemical resources. That means power and industry, according to Bauer. And Wright says a real estate boom is on.
You got a match?
Sure.
How you coming, Professor? Still feeding those rabbits? They eat like pigs.
Small wonder. They're expecting in a couple of weeks.
All of the rabbits?
No, silly. Just the lady rabbits.
Tell me more.
Here. Make yourself useful. Get some more water. Explorations and surveys of the surrounding area continue. Morley and Thompson have set out toward the southeast to investigate the land and its potentialities.
This is a strange kind of sand.
That's not sand, that's volcanic ash. The ash will make good fertilizer for our crops.
Crops? Let's face facts, Morley. This is a desert. The very word means deserted by life. And you talk about crops.
It can be irrigated. This country has everything. Water, soil, air, heat.
Yeah, you're forgetting one thing, though. No sunlight.
Science can adjust that. Crops can thrive without sunlight.
Perhaps. But can we?
What sort of species is it?
It's the fossil remains of a species of lungfish. He breathed by means of both lungs and gills. When he came out of the sea 400 million years ago, he was the ruler of the animal kingdom. With his lungs, he was a pioneer in a new way of life.
How did they become extinct?
Like some of us on Earth, they seem to hurry the process of extinction.
Let's get out of here.
What's the matter? You act like you swallowed a canary for breakfast.
This is the day, right?
This is what day?
The day we're expecting the first litter of rabbits.
Well, who's going to pass the cigars around?
You apparently don't realize the importance of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
By observing the rabbits, we've already learned that they respond to nature basically as we do, as any mammal does. And from their young born today, we can predict how our own young will respond in the new world.
Dr. Morley, Fowler.
Come on.
You go ahead. I'll get plenty of hot water. Well, how many boy rabbits and how many girl rabbits, huh? What's the matter? What's the matter?
They're dead. They're all born dead.
I can't understand it. Why? Why?
There must be some cause, some biological reason.
We've been searching for causes. Our investigations have been checked, tests rechecked. Examination of genetic tissue proves that all experimental animals born here are sterile. You know what this means?
This new world. A haven for the dead.
This is the end of the line. Now we know that the human race cannot reproduce itself in this underworld region.
It appears our mission is a failure.
Then we can't stay here.
At least one generation could.
And after that, what?
The end of humanity.
That I won't accept.
Neither can you run away from facts.
I've always run away. Climbing mountains. Trying to prove something. I don't know what.
I, too, ran away instead of fighting. And now, I've run away again.
And I was always afraid I couldn't compete in a man's world. I think I want to go back and try again.
Go back to what? To a world bent on self-destruction? We can live the rest of our lives here in peace.
Morley, you're wrong. This isn't peace. This is a resting place for the living dead. I don't believe it's the end of the world. I don't believe it's the end of mankind.
You're young. You don't know. I've lived through the terrors of 2 great wars. I've had enough.
Take over.
Something's wrong.
Something's pulling us down.
We are lost.
We're in a blind alley. Ever since we started, we've been in a blind alley.
We can't bury ourselves in the earth and expect to live. Maybe that's the secret. Morley understood.
Strange. We didn't know it before. I used to be afraid of death.
I was afraid of life.
level of the underground sea.
We found a channel to the upper ocean.
On that island. People.
I feel like I'll live forever.